Hello, and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're back in the Stonecliff in the Balewood. So after gathering the ents, well, we still are missing one more ent it seems. We need to talk to Badalas. Almost all of our kind are here now. At least of those that remain. One slain by orcs. One corrupt beyond saving. This bodes ill for us, Beriathan. The last of us is still nowhere to be found. If I remember, he was one to take root on the hills above the Eaves far to the southwest. You should begin your search there, little one. Okay. Kinda curious, right, that this other end we're looking for, in Mossbeard, not the one for the epic, so it seems right now we are closer to the location needed for the epic. So let us do that. And then we'll go out and look for Mossbeard. And I truly don't know what happens next. I have no memory of this part of the game, to be honest with you. Not a single thing, really. And the thing is that even though it seems we are almost at the end of Wildermore, that's not quite true yet, as you will discover when we finish with Balewood. Let us drop through here. Discovered Leaflock's Mead. Okay. Completed the wilds of Wildermore. Awesome. So let us see. 5 LOTRO points. Wayfarer of the Wildlands is the title that we have. You have explored all of the wildest places in Wildermore. Cool. 5 LOTRO points. And honor is now level 25. I think this is what we were looking for? No? No. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Leaflock the corrupt end that we found on the previous episode? No. Here we have Corudan. A tall and craggy figure stands in this glade. You almost passed it by. Not only almost, I did pass it by. But what do you think, Corudan?
Look, what a wonder. See if you can get his attention.
Look, what a wonder. If I am not very much mistaken, this ent is even older than Rootreef. See if you can get his attention, Beriathan. You politely greet the ent, and nothing happens for a long time. Eventually, a baleful eye slowly turns to look at you. Introduce yourself as Beriathan and ask him for his name. More long minutes pass. Leaflock. Breathe the lips in the canopy. You ask if he knows of Núrzum the giant, and the baleful eye ponderously swings closed. This may take longer than you expected.
It may take some work to wake him to our need.
We have found an incredibly old ent. That is the good. Corudan smiles grimly, ready for a challenge. It may take some work to wake him to our need. That is the bad.
Engage the Orcs in combat, and the Dean may waken our sleeping friend.
I may help many Orcs cutting their way through Balewood while we search for this place, Beriathan. If you engage them in combat, perhaps the Dean will be sufficient to awaken our sleeping friend. And if not, well, there will be fewer Orcs in Balewood. Is that not a worthy result? Kinda, but I do agree with Corudan, that doesn't seem to be enough. I mean, Who knows, maybe. But based on what happened under the eaves of Fangorn, I don't think that killing a few orcs is gonna do much to wake this end. I'm not getting my hopes up on that regard. Now, what I'm trying to see if there is a way to get to where we're going through here, but I'm not sure if this is the right path to reach a Mossbeard. Seems it's not. Ah, but we can take this one instead. I can't barely see, but let's try to avoid some of the wood trolls. God, I don't see anything among the trees. Talk to Mossbeard, and where is he? Here to the south. Ah, okay, I see him now. The quest rank is a big hill. Kind of fat for an inn. Not a good place for a picture either. Barala. He and the others still walk this wood? I will return in my own time, little one. But there are a great many things to tend to nearby, and much of my own curiosity to be quelled. Listen, and perhaps you will understand my plight. If Baralas wishes me to return to the others, I shall. However, I will do it in my own time. There are many things to tend to before I leave these trees, and many grim things that inhabit this forest in the monster's wake. I wish to know more of the monster, and if I can, bring such knowledge to the others. Should you wish to aid me in these errands, I may be able to return to Baralas in some matter of time that you might think hasty. As we travel, I shall speak with the trees of this wood, and try to discover what has become of those I have lost in this fog. If I am not paying attention at times, do not be alarmed. I am simply deep in conversation. Well, little one, shall we set off? Old Mossbeard to your side, yeah? And are you gonna give me the quest? Yeah. Can you hear that, Beriathan? The trees cry out in the distance, fearful of the orcish blades that have already felled others. So many have been hewn. To what end? These tools of destruction have no place in our forest. You are an able warden. Perhaps you can take their axes from them. If you were to break their tools, they could not bring such harm to Fangorn. Let us confront them and shatter their axes. Look at what has become of Fangorn, Beriathan. So much of the forest smothered in snow. I do not know what the cost of this winter shall be. The trees are strong enough, at least those that were not in the monster's path. But the other greenery is not as hearty, and I fear it will succumb under the cover of snow. Snowdrifts have buried much of the life in this forest, Beriathan, but I am hopeful that if we sift through the snow, we might save some of the plants. Let us travel about the wood and rescue what we can. So that's what Mossbeard needs. You can see here that we are close enough to Rottenheart to try and take him out, but Rottenheart is a very difficult warband from what I remember. We can try and get close to him and check. We could even try and maybe enlist Mossbeard's help on this fight, but I don't think that will make much of a difference. Let me just show you what you're in for if you try to take Rottenheart out. There you have it. It's a warband with almost 1 million XP and a lot of ads that are not as simple. Look, 80,000, 1600,000. So it's not happening. Let us be honest, it's not happening. Back in the day when I was when this was the current end game and I had the best gear available and I had a little bit more practice with a war state, I was able to solo the other raid warband of Wildermore Connacht. It was really easy, very simple. I have not found that one yet, but even then, back in the day, I was not able to solo Rottenheart. So I'd rather wait and fight Rottenheart at a higher level. So we don't need to worry that much about it. Once again, at some point in the future, still don't know when, I will be doing the Survivors of Wildermore. And when the time comes to defeat all the warbands in Wildermore, that's when I will go and fight a Rottenheart. That truly shouldn't have happened. A wood troll that is not even half the size of the ant, knocking him down, throwing him away. That didn't sound plausible. Now, Mossbeard, I'm helping you, you help me. These guys are a pain. Uncovered frozen plants in the Balewood, okay. No easily defeated orcs in the Balewood, okay. So yeah, this will help us with the epic as well. Oh, a Scholar Scroll case. Cool. That was so funny. They die in midair. That was amazing, I believe. Now, I can't truly see anything about, I mean, these branches, I can't see where I'm going, and Mossbeard's height doesn't help either. What are you doing? Got 6 axes. Is that another snow pile? Yeah. Just need to find one more. One more orc. Okay, I see another snow pile over there. And the last orc as well. Let us destroy the axes now. Gonna take a while, it seems. Just one more snow pile, it seems. I'm gonna talk to Mossbeard in just a moment. Let me find the last snow pile that we need. Somewhere around here, it seems. Okay, I see one. I see one. For God's sake. Let us get the coin. No pile here. What do you think, Mossbeard? These orcs have chopped away at far too much of the forest, felling many of my friends. The least we can do is strip them of their weapons so that no others suffer that fate. Thank you, little one. Oh, this? No. Yeah, getting a picture of him when he's following you, not that easy. Such tiny things are ill prepared for these harsh conditions, little one. However, you have done well to return them to any sunlight that finds its way through the fog. I do not know if they will survive unless this winter ends soon, but we have done all we can. Thank you for your help, little one, but we must press on. As we have journeyed, little one, the trees have spoken to me of many things. They are not as they once were, Beriathan. I feel their fear, and as we draw closer to the hill above, I sense that the White Hand's encampment cannot be far. However, should that be true, I am filled with dread. An elder Huorn, one of the mightiest of his kind, once lived atop that hill. Either he has gone from this wood, or some terrible fate may have befallen him. The trees do not know of his fate, at least not those who we have traveled among, so we must seek to learn what has become of this Huorn. Let us search these woods for any sign of him, and if he cannot be found, for better or worse, we must discover where the orcs are camped. So we need to keep climbing this hill, it seems? No. Old roots. In fact, that is really close to Leaflock's Mead. So it seems that maybe if you go first Mossbeard and do his quests, he will eventually lead you to Leaflock's Mead, and since we are going to the White Hand encampment, that's where you get a better chance of fighting orcs. I'm not sure. We'll need to advance these two quests to find out. I guess Mossbeard is gonna stay fighting that troll. He's too far behind now. So that's the thing with NPCs that you can summon. But here we are. So let us go back to Leaflock and Corudan. Please tell me that wood troll has grown tired of following me. Yeah, finally. It desisted. This is quite a strange pose for the ant to be in, but a little bit easier to get in the frame. So Leaflock stirs slightly, but remains otherwise asleep. So we need to defeat more orcs. Don't know, maybe it's still better to go first to Leaflock. You defeat the orcs that you need to defeat for Mossbeard's quest. The first batch of quests, and now that we have the second one, we can defeat more orcs eventually. So this is the thing we were looking for. I was right in thinking this had something special about it, but it was not for the epic. This is for Mossbeard. What once appeared to be a waterfall has lowered to a jagged frozen wall. Okay. Find a higher vantage point near the frozen waterfall in Finglas' Mead. Yeah, I remember this one. Getting a top there. It's kind of a pain. There's not a clear path that I remember, at least. Let us try this one first. Because this is a higher vantage point. Okay. You see what appears to be branches on a ledge across the way. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That one. The fallen branches. Look at the fallen branches. So I think we need to target them. The branches appear to actually be the roots of a larger tree discarded from above. I'm kinda at a loss here too, Garlic, because it seems we need to find a way across, or rather find a way to climb this other ledge over here. But I'm not sure how to get to those branches, or well, to the path in which they are located. I think this is the path, the right path. Okay, yeah. We are getting closer. But I think we need to take a little detour of sorts. Oh, come on. Climb this. Oh, it seems we cannot climb over here. Ah! Cannot see. We're getting close to the point where the branches were, I believe. But, oh my god, I cannot see a thing in here. Yeah, thank you. I'm seriously considering switching to first-person view. What are we supposed to be looking for? Ah, discovered Drew Battlecon. And we have completed these hostile lands. So let us check this really quick. 5 LOTRO points, Beriathan on the Rock. You have discovered the places where evil forces dwell in Wildermore. That's great. And Honor is now level 26. And is that the place we were looking for? No, not yet. At some point we'll need to come to this orc camp. But first we need to find that the remains of that Huorn that the quest is asking for. Ah, there you go. Nothing remains near the elder Huorn's old home, save for a younger, frozen Huorn. So what does this mean? A Huorn frozen to the earth. What other horrors have the Orcs and Núrzum visited upon this forest? Wait, little one. With what little life remains, the Huorn is trying to speak to me. Mossbeard creaks with fear as he listens to the Huorn. Brúndoron is slain, Beriathan. We must return to the others at once. As we travel, I will tell you more of what this Huorn has seen, my friend, but we must make haste to Stone Cliff. Not so long ago, these forests spread wide and healthy, unfettered by the assaults of Orcs and Núrzum. Those that dwelled within were mighty and took root among one another. One of the greatest of the Huorns in all of Bangor, Brúndoron, once dwelt where the White Hand's camp now stands. I am sure you think you know the ending of the story, little one, for there is no mistaking what you have seen at my side. However, the trees have spoken to me of darker things, and though Huorn, Brúndoron's story is far from over. Before we can return to Baralas to speak of Brúndoron's fate, we must first understand how the Huorn met its end and how the cowardice of Orcs has shaped this forest and beyond since that day. I have much to tell of the coming of the White Hand and those that suffered them. Are you ready to hear my tale?
After conversing with the trees of Balewood, Mossbeard has learned horrifying truths of Núrzum's origins and the fate of the elder Huorn, Brúndoron.
Interesting. And that also means that we can at long last take a clearer picture of Mossbeard. It's not the best, but at least he stays in one single place now. So, what is this story about? Let us see. Vile truths I have seldom known, Beriathan. The others must know of this happening soon. But you must understand as well if you are to continue to aid us. Where the Orc camp now lies, once stood a bold Huorn, one of the very greatest in this forest. My memories of those days are as clear as ever they have been, but they are tainted by the knowledge I have gained from the trees. Come, let me tell you of the Huorn's fate. I have learned a great many things from the trees, Beriathan. Many things were as I feared, and some were far worse yet. I have much to tell, and little time to tell it, so let us begin. Deep in these wounds, there once lived a great Huorn called Brúndoron. A more well-behaved Huorn than most, Leaflock's tending was never much needed, and its roots grew thick into the heart of the forest. Brúndoron took root unbothered by the affairs of ends or men, but the pursuits of the Orcs were not so easily ignored. And so came the day that the Orcs invaded, defiling the forest, and preparing to siege the lands of the men. Brúndoron had long lain dormant, but that time had come to an end. Ah! This one? Is Brúndoron? Yeah. We made it, boys! We're close enough to the forest edge now. We make camp here. Once we cut one more tree down for the wizard. You make the first cut. We have to cart this back to Isengard soon, or Saruman will have my head. Okay, and as you can see, Brúndoron is using his roots to attack the orc. Ah, and this is counting, okay. What? This is no tree. You lot get in here and hack it down before I cross your skulls myself. I cannot fight. I can only watch. Target not in line of sight, yeah. I cannot fight in here. I can only see how Brúndoron does all the job. What are you waiting for, fools? Attack! Come on, there must be something I can do, please. Because yeah, watching this and not being able to do anything, you feel powerless. Of course, this is a memory, so in reality you are not fighting them, but there are some other cases in which we are experiencing a memory, but we are still allowed to fight. That makes things a little easier, but no, Brúndoron finally has fallen. Is it dead? The wizard won't like this. Many of our numbers still stand, but so many have fallen, and for what? How shall I tell him a tree devastated his forces? Who says you have to tell the wizard? Ha! You are a wise orc, I shall tell him. My forces remain here. And you will return to Isengard with the tree. What does this mean, Mossbeard? I have told you but half of what there is to tell, for far grimmer tales remain. Let us leave this place and return to Badalas and the others. Come, let us leave this memory and return to the others. Are you ready, little one? We were ported back to the Ending Hollow. Okay. Makes sense. Convenient as well. As I have told you, little one, there remains much to be told, but it must wait until we reunite with Badalas and the others. They knew much of Brúndoron and the Huorn's end, but in the times between then and their awakening, they have missed many unsettling details. We must travel to them at once, for both you and the others must know the Huorn's fate and the true wrath, unknowing or not, that has been levied upon this forest. Well, since we were a ported part of the way back, at this point it makes more sense to make our way back to the other ends before continuing with the epic. And well, to be honest with you, having a Brúndoron kill those 5 orcs for us feels a little bit like cheating, so I'm hoping that I'll get a few more quests from the ends that will have us fight the orcs, so that I feel I defeated those extra 5 orcs by myself. Who knows? We'll see when we get there. How far are we from them? No, not that far. So here we are, back where we began today's episode. You have arrived at Stonecliff to find Badalas and the others waiting for your arrival. A journey it has been, Beriathan. Badalas and the others have much to learn of the monster, as do you still. Allow me to gather my thoughts, for this trip has been far more eventful than most things in this End's lifetime. Badalas looks as if he wants to speak to you. You should see what he has to tell, and I shall begin to take root here. Okay. All the ends together. Let us try and get another picture of these 5 boys. Much more better, if you ask me. You have returned with Mossbeard. I knew you would not disappoint us, little one. I am joyful to look upon him again, but in his eyes I see great distress. Mossbeard wishes to speak with all of us, does he? Well then, let us hear your tale. Completed! Wow. Give me a second here, because we have completed quest of the Balewoods, but also kindred with the people of Wildermore. So we have 2 new titles, Friend of the Deep Woods and King of Wildermore, and we have also unlocked the new deeds of Wildermore. So let us check all this really quick. Here we have our reputation maxed out for them, the people of Wildermore. Deed completed, Kindred, we have the title King of Wildermore, 20 LOTRO points. But we also have quests of the Balewood. We have the title Friend of Deep Woods, some Virtue XP, and we also have the quests of Wildermore completed. The two titles that we got, you have reached Kindred status with the people of Wildermore, that's one, and the other, here, you have done a great deal to aid the people and ends of the Balewood. And we have unlocked deeds of Wildermore, so of course Slayer and Explorer deeds. We might be able to complete the Explorer deeds, but the Slayer deeds I'm not so sure about. 25 LOTRO points. Let us continue. And so, little one, Brúndoron was taken by the Orcs. Núrzum had wandered these woods some time before this happening, you see. He was then but a stone giant and had not much interest in the destruction of any creature of nature. His curiosity of the man was his only real reason for venturing into Wildermore, but when he was grievously wounded and chased from their lands, the other Ents and I thought him gone from our forest. Such things never come to a resolution simply with you creatures, do they? Yet, one day, Núrzum returned, and this time, he was not alone. I have learned much of Núrzum from these trees, my friend. When you are ready, I shall tell you what I know.
The Ent Mossbeard wishes to tell you more of what he has learned from the trees of Balewood. Núrzum's might stems not from within, but from the vile stone upon his back, granted to him by a powerful benefactor.
There you can see Núrzum, so we're gonna find some answers at least. Unlock last. The rest of my tale begins where Brúndoron fell. Though since that tragic day, much time had passed and many more trees had fallen to shape the walls of their disgraceful camp. It is clear now that Núrzum's ally was no better than those he harbored within these walls, though far more mighty. When you are ready, little one, I will tell you what I know of Núrzum and how he came to possess such a stone. As their crude camp where remnants of Brúndoron's roost lay hewn in the earth, Núrzum stood among the fearful Orcs. His wrath had not yet visited the forest directly, but the stone he carried upon his back had already brought him thick snowfall to the lands around him. Núrzum stood waiting, not knowing when his friend would arrive, and last, in what he was to do with his newfound might. Okay. In the distance, the harsh weather seemed to split as a man's throat poured through the snowfall. As the snow swirled around him, the man's robe seemed to shimmer with myriad of colors, and Núrzum knew at once his powerful ally had returned. How long has it been, my large friend? It has. I returned to the forest as you bid me, and I am prepared to stand against those that would oppose me. Tell me, Núrzum, have you come to appreciate this opportunity? The gift I have bestowed upon you. Gifts? What gifts, wizard? Even my own kind will not look upon me now. You are not of your kind any longer, Núrzum. You knew as much when I came upon you in this forest, wounded and lost as you were. I have done naught but fulfill everything promised to you. I asked for the strength to survive my wounds, the ability to return to the cold of the Misty Mountains, and the chance to seek revenge against the man that harried me in my travels. Where then have I failed? All of those are within your grasp now. I gave you strength through the roots that now wind about your stones. I granted you a snow-covered home no matter where your travels take you. And the men? They cannot stand against you any longer. Your words are convincing, wizard. Of that, there is no doubt. You are something far greater than before, but you must remember, my friend, that you serve me. What would you ask of me before I make these lands my home? You will slay the leaders of this land to the last. Heimgar, Altsand, the Night Dream, remember them well. As for the Reef Garwick, leave his family in shambles. Slay Garnot, Etzig, Garfer, Kutbald, and Garsig. Leave him in ruin and let him never again pose a threat to you. That is all I ask of you, Núrzum. It shall be done, master. Let these puny men regret the day they pushed me from their lands. As I had hoped, friend. Now, journey through the forest and visit your frozen terror upon all that would stand against you. May all of Rohan freeze in your wake. Now you understand, Beriathan. Let us leave this memory. It's a shame that when the hazy effect goes out, Saruman doesn't stay where he is. Because I think the screenshots would be way better if we had the chance of taking them like this. But anyway. There you have it, the truth behind Núrzum at long last. So you see now, Beriathan, Núrzum returned to the forest, his wounds healed, his might bolstered, and lashed together by what remained of Brúndoron. All he was tasked with in return for such wonders were the deaths of the men that had wronged him. How could he see the folly of his actions in the face of such a silver-tongued man? I know of this wizard, little one, for once 3 birds spoke of him with Leaflock in days long past. Always want to take knowledge, but never share it in return. You look as if you have met him too. Such times are so long past that I doubt he even remembers us amidst whatever other chaos he now wreaks. Surely if the Orcs did not tell him of Brúndoron's assault, he would not have thought much of using a tree in his foul experiments. His blindness to the forest may yet prove his monster's undoing, but we shall see yet. Someone was using the disguise of Núrzum, right? I saw him right over here, but well, talk to Leaflock? No. Talk to Badalas now to continue the quest line. Mossbeard has spoken true of many things over ages past, and as wild as his claims may be, I believe his tale. He has spoken to us further of the things the trees came to know of Núrzum's arrival in the forest, and what destruction he visited upon the creatures of this wood, and my friend Duskleaf. Núrzum's assault began to the west, upon the hill where Brúndoron fell. Even the orcs were terrified of his presence, and not one sought to follow him too closely in his trek through the woods to forest's edge. Already he had drowned the surrounding lands in snow by bringing the stone into the forest, and the creatures of this wood knew well that something horrible had come with the winter's chill. Listen well, little one, and I shall tell you of how the forest rose and fell to Núrzum's might. Session play. So yeah, we will be playing as Núrzum, so that's what's happening. Players come in or out of the session play and still in the guise of Núrzum. That's what's gonna happen to us right now. The ends memories of the day Núrzum laid waste to Fangorn Forest.
Núrzum has sown discord throughout Wildermore, but nowhere was the power of the stone felt greater than where his path of destruction began, deep in Balewood.
So here we are as Núrzum. We have 3 skills: a crushing attack, a white sweep, and a freezing attack. And controlling Núrzum, well, also gives us great chance of getting some great pictures out of it. As you can see, we have some sort of giant sword, giant bow. What do we need to do now? Leave through battle cannon, travel to the forest's edge. You discovered your path blocked by what appear to be angry trees. Clear them and continue your journey to the east. The Núrzum's attacks are really powerful, but they can be slow. But as you can see here, they of course don't stand a chance against us. The prison attack looks really cool though, so let me use that again. Looks amazing. Would be nice if we could have at least one more attack. Really fun. Every once in a while being this overpowered. You missed it, really? Crush them. You hear the familiar creaking of branches as more trees rise against you in the distance. But look, we have 2 million XP. Yeah, we are unstoppable. I love that ice attack. There we go. More trees rise against us. I mean, how do you not love it? Using that attack is lots of fun. Falling into that attack, that's another story. And the thing is, I would assume when you come to face Núrzum, he will have these attacks available for him. I'm not sure, it's been a while since last time I've done Wildermore, so we'll see. But yeah, fighting Núrzum, as you can see, is no child's play. Can be really tricky. Come on, defeat those Huorns. Stop it! Oh, for God's sake, die. Thank you. Oh my God. Let them come. I'm ready for them. You know what would have been cool, but I don't think that happens. If we had the chance of meeting Núrzum before he was modified by Saruman, but as far as I remember, there is no instance or session play that deals with that. But it will be really interesting to see how far and how much can Saruman corrupt the things, the living things. You have found your path blocked by a strange tree that looks as if it wishes to speak with you. So this is Duskleaf. What purpose could you have for such destruction, giant? Do you even understand what agony you have brought upon the creatures here? You tear the trees from the ground. You freeze the Huorns where they take root. And even the foul wood trolls are not spared your ire. My friends, either lay sleeping in this winter you have buried us in, or they lack the courage to stand against you. But I do not. I shall not allow you any further in these woods, monster. I see what the others do not. These roots that wind about you. But you remain only stone. Or do we need to defeat Duskleaf? Because with the length of these cooldowns, it might take us a while. But of course, we don't need to defeat him entirely. I think there will come a point where he will retreat, and that's how we found him on the previous episode. You spite nature itself? Yeah, you spite nature itself, monster. But you still want to keep fighting. Okay, and you're bringing friends with you? Well, let him come then. have defeated the ads. Gotta keep wearing Duskleaf down. We're halfway through, so it wasn't as long as I thought it would be. Is he gonna summon more ads? Or are we gonna keep on fighting him like this? Our branches will crush you, pebbles. Yeah, that's a very good point. Because in the Two Towers it is said the Ents of course grab the rock as roots and are able to crush it down and do the labor of many years in a matter of seconds. But, well, maybe Núrzum has some kind of magic protection in his stone against the Ents, or, well, very resistant in any case. Because of course, as it was also stated, Saruman doesn't remember the Ents, so he could have not prepared against them. Okay, we have defeated Duskleaf now. The destruction that followed Duskleaf's defeat is now well to Ents and men alike. Yeah, and finally can move on. And yeah, that is the end of the instance. And we go back to Núrzum, to the Ents, until we transform back. Well, not transform back, but are taken back to Beriathan's body. And that was it. The truth behind the Núrzums, the entire truth. We've been getting pieces bit by bit until we were finally able to piece it all together. And now we have the answers we were looking for. I wish I had the time to talk to you with more detail about it, but our time for today has already run out. So join me next time and we'll continue helping the Ents of the Balewood and hopefully advancing the epic as well. For the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.